Welcome back, Marinaro with you. It's the Montreal Forum. If you've gone to a game thus far this season at the Bell Centre, you'll notice that it's immediate. As soon as you walk into the place, the lighting is so much different than it was a year ago. And I noticed it right away. The second I walked into the building, I actually pulled Donald Beauchamp aside from the Montreal Canadiens Media Relations Department. I said, Donald, I mean, there's an obvious difference in the building. What is it? And he pointed to the new lights. And there are new lights that have been set up. And joining us right now is Mr. Jean-Louis Legault, who's a partner at the company that has actually produced these lights, Lidlum. Mr. Legault, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tony. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Good.
Talk to me about these lights. I mean, how long have they been in the works? Because, I mean, we saw them. We had a chance to see them. We have a chance to see them at the Bell Centre. But, I mean, I hadn't seen lights like that before. So they've been on the market for how long now?
Actually, it's a funny story. You know, I've invested with another partner into a company that was doing lighting for agriculture. You know, for plants growing and all that. And we were also in the industrial and for sure we were going in the sports market someday. But actually, Bell Centre that I personally know the Bell Centre and the Canadian organization for decades, and they've been great. We've been great business partners together, and they were looking at something. You know, they knew that the HID lamps were older technology that would not be available in the future, and they were looking for something. And so we technically built something special. You know, we had those lamps, that LED lamps that can be manufactured by many. You know, you have a lot of product on the market. However, what we did was really create a complete package, including software, a control system, redundancy that they need, the precise specs also that they need, like the color temperature for TV. And that's probably what attract your eye at the first seeing. The color, the temperature. The color temperature is unique. We can manage it, and we can give exactly what the TV needs and the audience needs. So that's what's unique. And so, make a long story short, it took about a year and a couple of months to put together, the first prototype to the delivery of a complete system working and up and running for the season. So that's about it.
Have you been able to basically put a number on the percentage of brightness, of how much more bright this lighting is as compared to previous lighting?
Actually, our system is based on an equivalent LED product. As far as the lamp goes, we're matching the 1500 watts HID lamps that are, older technology. So we can, however, we use more than half or less than half the energy of the older system. So we're giving, technically, for the same power input, we're giving more than twice the output, lighting output. But what you see on the ice is, my guess is about a good 10 to 15% improvement in brightness, with technically a lot less power.
What's the life expectancy?
Actually, it's between 10 and 15 years, and LED, actually, contrary to a standard incandescent lamp, they don't burn. LED don't burn, but they degrade over time. So we expect that within the 10 to 15 years, depending of the usage, the output, the power output of the LED will come to about 50%, and that's where we declare the LED kind of gone. At the end of their lifetime.
Okay, and of course, this is much more economical. It consumes a lot less lighting.
You bet. Funny enough, I've invested in that technology 5 years ago, and you think that when you give a return on investment to a customer, they would buy it. We give them a return on investment of 2 or 3 years. Funny enough, this is not what makes the system sold. It's the uniqueness of the color, temperature, the precision we can give to TV coverage. Your TSN. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, of course.
When a jersey is at the right color or a sponsor logo show at exactly the right color, that's what they want. In the past with HID, cameramans and the TV TSN, everybody had to crank up their camera to adjust for the poor quality of light. The lighting was not totally white, but it was not pure, so you had to adjust. This is over now. With this technology, you can keep your camera at your setting, the perfect setting for a cameraman and for the whole crew that is the whole production unit. So this is really the uniqueness of the system, and we can adjust the color temperature between 4,700 to 6,200 degree Kelvin.
Yeah.
By an increment, by a precision of 1 degree. This is awesome. Honestly, we got a TV specialist that he was just overwhelmed with what he saw when we did the first prototype. So that's why it was an easy sell after that. And like you said, the additional benefit is the cost of operation, two times less. Half the power consumption. Half the heat generation. In arena you have to use air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
You for the ice and everything. So the lamps, usually the old technology is a heater. Technically, you lose a lot of power into heating. So not only you have half the consumption of electricity, but you also put less heat, so less air conditioning. And additional to that, there's no maintenance. Technically, it's solid state, so you don't replace lamps. It's very, you just do preventive maintenance, and over the years, and you're okay. So the total savings is making you saving more than 55% of the usual overall cost of operation of the system.
Okay, in conversation with Jean-Louis Legault from Lidlum, and they produced these lights basically that have produced a lot more lighting. You talked about the color temperature and the big difference in that. We have a chance to see it at the Bell Center. Are you in other stadiums or arenas?
Actually, we got about 10 solid prospect in the NHL. Some fellows from the NBA are looking at the system also, and some outside stadiums too. So it's pretty interesting and positive reception of the system, And
so, if I can, pardon me, sir, are the Montreal Canadiens kind of like testing it out for you, or?
Sorry?
Are the fact that you put it in the Bell Center, was it something where you said to the Montreal Canadiens, hey, here's our light, and everyone will have a chance to come to the Bell Center to see it? So the Canadiens are the first.
Yeah, the Bell Center is certainly our showcase installation. It's the first installation, and it's a showcase installation. However, actually, again, at least 10 to 20 clubs are already looking at improving their facility. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Do you have to, considering that the kind of color temperature it gives out, do you need less lights than what was previously installed in the building before? Technically,
the way we built the lights, it's technically a match. You change one older technology to one new technology, LED. All right, but the color temperature is different. So to answer your question, it's a match of 1-to-1. But each new lamp LED consumes half the power and gives you the perfect temperature. That's the trick.
Okay.
But but overall this year at the Bell Center we got a little, again, probably an improvement of 15% more light because of the combination of the better color temperature and the way the lights are hanged on the ceiling also, because LED allow you to hang them everywhere you want. That was not the case with HID. That requires to be in a safe place. LED is solid state. It's safe, so you can put them everywhere you want. So you're actually reducing the need of a number of some lamps because of that.
If your lighting would have been installed in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, I'm being very serious here. I'm curious. Is there anything against?
It's funny because my wife and I were watching the Super Bowl, and I'm kind of telling her what are the benefits of our product, and she told me when the power outage came, she says, "Hey, Jean-Louis, they wouldn't have that problem with your system." I say, "Exactly, Martin. That's exactly it." And we're actually talking with the manager of the facility there. They came to the Bell Center, and yes, there's a discussion already with them. And two things could have happened, because of our system draw a lot less energy. Maybe I'm not sure of this one, but maybe it wouldn't have a breaker wouldn't have tripped during the event. Secondly, if you ever lose your power, a second later, when the power is back, you got your lights back at the right color temperature. So yeah, it would have been a totally different scenario with our product.
Appreciate you taking the time. Thanks so much. If people want to get a hold of you, JL Legault over at Lidlum and Lidlum Lighting, how can they do so?
They can go, the easiest way is to go to our website, www.lidlum.com, and they'll have everything there.
Appreciate taking the time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you have it. JL Legault over at Lidlum. Once again, if you haven't seen the game at the Bell Center, you have to see it. You have to check it out. It's pretty amazing, to tell you the truth. Pretty amazing.